Well, for reaction to today's vote, I'm joined now from Capitol Hill by Karen Bass, Democratic Congresswoman for California. So, more choice for individuals, cheaper premiums, a wider market.
Well, I don't believe any of that. Frankly, I think it's a sad day in the United States when, in the 21st century, the world's richest country celebrates taking health care away from potentially millions and millions of people. So, you know, I am hopeful that the Senate will stop this because it's really a tragedy. We know that millions of people will be hurt by what was done today, and I just hope that it will never fully reach the president's desk and become law.
Republicans, of course, say that Obamacare is failing and has failed. I mean, what do you think of the situation in Iowa at the moment, where there's only one insurer left? Where's the choice in that?
Let me just tell you that anytime you pass a massive piece of legislation like health care reform, that is really just the beginning. If my Republican colleagues had had a position that we need to improve and repair, then we would have all been on the same page and it would have been a bipartisan effort. Because for the last 7 years, their position has been repeal, they never wanted to do anything to improve Obamacare. You never pass a major piece of legislation like Social Security, for example. You spend 5 to 10 years tweaking and improving any time you do a massive piece of legislation. Sadly, my Republican colleagues would not allow that to happen.
Do you accept, though, that billions of dollars has been wasted? I mean, what about all those failed co-ops? What is it, 19 out of 23?
Well, you know, like I said, there were lots of things that need to be improved around the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. Lots of things. I could spend an hour telling you about things that needed to be improved. But once the legislation was passed, the Republicans did not want to do anything to improve it. They just wanted to get rid of it. Now they have done that. They have moved the clock backwards in the United States, back to the day when millions of people didn't have coverage. The sad thing about it is that at the end of the day, it will be far more expensive because when people don't have health care, they go to the emergency room, which is the most expensive way to have your health care needs met and often leads to a lot of death and chronic illness because you're not able to prevent things that could have been prevented.
Just briefly, I mean, the Republicans say that there's provision for people with pre-existing conditions. What is your view on that, having looked at the bill?
Well, and also I have a healthcare background. I spent many years working in the emergency room, so I know about this situation firsthand. What they are providing for pre-existing conditions will not be adequate, and let me just explain why. You know, when you reach a certain age, say by 50, everybody has a pre-existing condition, and there is nothing that will stop an insurance company from expanding what type of disorders are on that list. So, for example, arthritis is a natural part of the aging process. When you hit a certain age, you begin to have arthritis. Does that mean then that you are not covered by insurance? So basically what their plan says is that if you have any interruption in your health care, then essentially you are not covered for a pre-existing condition. So what they did was they put a chunk of money and they said, this is the way we're going to take care of pre-existing conditions. I do not believe it will be adequate, and I do not believe it will serve the purpose that they're selling right now.
Okay, 8 billion euros, I think, over 5 years. Karen Bass, thank you very much.
Over 5 years, that's no money. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Karen Bass.